Welcome to last week's news today and another week of Ashes development. A lot of updates this week, so we'll get right into it. First of all, Steven said on Discord that with regards to the number of freeholds on server, this is something we will be testing in Alpha 2 with the Riverland zones, Sand Squall Desert, and the Tropics. The intent for this system is to be highly sought after and the most significant effort in order to achieve. There are 3 other options when it comes to player housing, and ultimately every player on a server will have the ability to achieve and own a home. At the moment, we are targeting low thousands for freehold plots in the world. This number is fluctuating based obviously on the world state. As nodes grow, more freeholds will become available. Achieving a freehold will be a goal for many players and achievable by those players who are willing to spend the time, energy, and strategy to acquire. As stated, a freehold is just one of the 3 or 4 housing types, since they mentioned something about inns very briefly. If you want to check out the others, we'll post a link in the description below the video. The main purpose of the freehold will be to allow players to express themselves with unique combination of housing, building, and furniture. The highest level of processing is only accessible on a freehold, and freehold owners can build business buildings to offer services. We also learned that the Metropolis nodes will offer the highest tier of crafting. I think this is a great way to encourage caravan trading between freeholds and nodes. Once the quest is complete, you will be able to bid on any available freehold permit at a node. There will be predetermined parcels of a land in each node's zone of interest. Players can use a permit to lay claim to any available parcel in the issuing node's region. Players can place their freehold inside the area of the claimed parcel. We know that freeholds are meant to be part of the family system. Family members will be able to interface with the system and may be granted various freehold permissions. Therefore, the intent of the auction system is to provide players a non-land rush type system. Auctions will be held for each parcel that allows families to pull together their resources to acquire a deed, and give some prep time to individuals to prepare their resources to bid as well. The ownership is not necessarily a solo experience, but can be done together with a family of players. Once you claim your parcel of land that consists of many acres, you will be able to use your freehold footprint, which is about 1 to 1.5 acres. You can then customize your freehold with blueprints that can be obtained via reward systems and vendors. The building blueprint item will dictate the base appearance of the building. Building cosmetics are split into 3 main categories: housing, artisanship, and business. You must first build your home. In order to do that, you can bring your resources to the shed, which is a ready structure piece you'll see once you place your blueprint. House size will control the amount of furniture a player can place on their freehold, some of which may be restricted to either indoor or outdoor, and they may have cosmetic or functional benefits. Next off, there are business buildings that provide services to players. The freehold owner will be able to control permissions that grant access to the business building services. These are like taverns, inns, and the like. Then each crafting and processing profession has an associated artisanship building that players must construct and upgrade to give them access to place that profession's stations. Artisan buildings can give benefits to all related stations on the freehold, and freeholds are the only place that master and grandmaster processing is available. Crafting can only be done up to the journeyman level on freeholds, but to grandmaster and metropolises. Finally, each processing profession has 4 processing stations that unlock as players progress. In addition to raw resources required in a recipe, processing stations require a certain amount of fuel to fulfill the recipe's fuel cost. Any item may have a fuel value, and players can mix and match different fuels together to fulfill the fuel value of a recipe. We also got to learn that buildings can have upgrade paths, giving players an opportunity to personalize and specialize their freehold further. Taverns with nice beds are all well and good, but there's a big old arcane golem at tier 5 of the lumber mill building saw improvement tree line. Like, that's awesome, just a big old golem carving up trees at your house. A few other teases included the generic looking artisan crafting menu, which Steven confirmed will be updated as this is just a bare bones version of it, alongside a confirmation that there will be a detailed crafting stream planned to a similar depth that went into the freeholds. Although I hope there's more to it. The only minor gripe I had was that they didn't show us how setting up the freehold looks, so hopefully they show us how the crafting is done. There's also the materials bag, aka the Resident Evil inventory bag, for the way materials will be held on a character, requiring multiple bags to be equipped to carry a lot of it instead of what I thought would be a weight system. What do y'all think of the materials being stored this way? The aim was to allow different bag types to actually mean something, so ingot bags or ingot bags might be shaped to better fit ingots and etc. And for those wondering about cosmetic building skins, Steven mentioned that next week there's an article being released on ashesofcreation.com that will detail out the previously released freehold cosmetics and the category of building type they adhere to. In addition, players who own freehold cosmetics will be given an option prior to launch to exchange those cosmetics should they desire for embers through their account backend. We'll post a reminder in the community section when the article is up. If you have feedback for the freehold preview, you can share your thoughts via the thread on the forums. Links down below. You'll also find the link in the description to the Q&A questions that didn't make it live. Vaknar has replied to all of them. Thanks, Vaknar. I highly recommend heading there if you have any strong opinions to give constructive feedback to the team so they can have a lot of meetings on it. If you have even more questions you want to ask Steven, the Ashenforge has a special podcast coming up on July 9th at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Check out their thread via the link, you know where. There's also a new dev discussion that has been posted this week. This one is on role-playing, so hop on over there to see what everyone is saying and let them know your thoughts as well. And we want to say a special thanks to Alluring for bringing together the quotes from Steven, who joined in on the discussion after the stream. If you'd like to check out the whole info dump, check out the link in the description. Also, it must have slipped my mind, but Nodes is the next month's dev live stream. And now, the art montage. Until next time, have a wonderful day.